So, I think it's time I finally talked about WWE 2K24. There have been a lot of trailers, a lot of news, and a lot of things being announced. New features, improvements to the blood system, super finishes, new weapons, the ability to throw weapons, special guest referee matches, ambulance matches, casket matches, gauntlet matches. The list goes on, but I think a lot of people who have watched me for a long time know I am incredibly skeptical whenever 2K release a new game. They hyped up 2K20, and look at what that became. And fair enough, 2K22, it did improve, and it did in fact hit different. Oh, that's not sure how to feel about that catchphrase when I had to uninstall and reinstall the game 8 times because I couldn't make created characters on there without the game freezing. And then 2K23, which has been very, very good until recently when the community creations and the servers have been having a lot of issues. But I do think that it's okay to be optimistic for 2K24. I think they took a step in the right direction with 22. They took a better step in the right direction for 23. And by that logic, 2K24 should be okay. I'm still not on the bandwagon. I still think that they need to be revealing a little bit more before I get excited. But it's looking good. It's looking promising, but I just don't know. It's one of those weird things where I don't want to put my hope into 2K24 and for that hope to not come to fruition and for the game to not be as good as people are hoping it to be and that I'm hoping it to be. And that's how I felt for a very long time when it comes to this franchise. I will probably still be getting the game at some point because, that's just kind of how it rolls as a person who does a core universe mode. I want to wait for a while. I do want to talk about some of the positives, but, I just wanted to kind of get my thoughts out of the way. So, we've seen a little bit more about the 40 years of WrestleMania. I think they called it like the WrestleMania Greatest Hits or something like that. And in there's one major thing, for me at least, and that's the inclusion of the Firefly Funhouse match from WrestleMania 36. That's cool. And I really hope that they've done that justice. I'm worried that it's not. I'm worried it's going to just be the last little bit of the match. But I really hope we get a video game version, a 2K version of that entire match. I know it would just be a lot of just sitting there and watching it happen, but that match was something. I don't even know if you can describe it as a match, but it's a masterclass into everything Wyndham Rotunda, and with his unfortunate passing last year, I do think that is probably the best match they could put in that for Wyndham and for the legacy of Bray Wyatt and The Fiend. So The Fiend being in the game and Bray being in the game is very, very cool. I'm not sure how to just feel about the WrestleMania Greatest Hits though, because a lot of them I played when I played 2K14. And I feel like a lot of people are going to be the same. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I just think that for the people who have played 2K14, a lot of the matches are going to feel a little bit like a repeat and a bit of a chore. But for people who never played 2K14 and for people who have never experienced 30 years of WrestleMania, I think this might be the best showcase mode that they've ever done. I guess we can talk about the fact that they're already teasing some crazy things like Muhammad Ali is there, I think. Was he? I don't know. I still think, like I said, I still think there's hope for this. I still think that there's a lot to be positive about, but I urge those who are positive to keep that positivity, but just please don't get your hopes up too high. 2K can do well. 2K have done well, and that is probably 2K19. And even though if people don't want to hear it, some parts of 2K20 were pretty good, guys. Please don't murder me. 2K20 was pretty good, all right? It had its charm. It had its quality to it. Please. But I'm not gonna slate you for being positive about the game, but just understand that as someone who has played the 2K games a lot, someone who puts in a lot of time into every single game, because, you know, I'm out here making content on it almost like every day at some points. I hold out hope, but I'm not being too unrealistic with what I think 2K24 is going to look like, which is going to probably be 2K23, but with a few key improvements, a few additions, and some new wrestlers, which is basically just what 2K23 was to 2K22, and 2K22 was basically a reset for 2K20. But I want to know what you guys are thinking about 2K24. Are you excited? Are you not excited? Are you like me? Are you cautiously optimistic? Or are you just done with 2K? Let me know.